You're now witnessing the rare instance where I'm already sitting down for the intro. Last track, Joyner Lucas. Roll it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Channel's name is The Third Ernest. I'm Ernest Adiano the Third, y'all guys' third family. If you're new here and you're not subscribed and you like what you see at the end of the video, consider clicking the subscribe button bottom right hand corner. Not a subscribe button, the subscribe button. There's not more than one. But anyway, we are on the last track, Down to Like a River, featuring Elijah James from Joyner Lucas's EP/album, Evolution. This has got to be one of the best bodies of work from the rap game for this entire year. Like, this is an EP, started out as, but kind of turned into like a mini album, I guess you could say. I think he said something like that. But overall, zero skips for me personally. And I'm normally not one that's gonna heavily criticize. I'm not gonna be heavily critical on camera just for the trolls and just for the views sake. Like, if I vibe with it, I'm gonna be vibing with it. But when the cameras are off, there are things that I react to that I'm like, all right, I fuck with this, but then I won't ever listen to again because it's not something that I would listen to on a regular basis. I can understand why people like it, but it's not gonna be something that I come up on shuffle and just stay on. Like, I'm gonna skip it every time, so I don't even bother downloading it. But this album right here in particular, this shit I will download and listen to every single song to the point where there is zero skips. So yes, I like the album just like I like most things that I react to, but this is like from start to finish, or one song before finish, this is all legitimate, no skips, and that's impressive for me. So obviously I'm excited to see if we leave this thing off with a bang. Like are we going out like 10 for 10 or 11 for 11, or are we gonna be fizzling out on the very last track? But there's really only one way to find out. Follow your boy on Instagram and on Twitter at TheThirdErnest, just like the channel. The links are down in the description below. And we got Like a River featuring Elijah James. Let's get it.
In sweet dreams, I kid myself.
I thought he was gonna say "Sweet Dreams are made of the." Like, I thought he was gonna go into that Depeche Mode track. I don't know why. Maybe because my parents are stuck in the '80s and that's all they listen to.
In sweet dreams, I kid myself. Have your love for good. I really had hoped you'd stay, but like the river, you just come and go.
I really hoped you'd stay, but like the river, you just come and go. Like, literally, river water just comes and leaves is in the same pace. Like, it didn't even stop for you. I was hoping you'd be more like a lake, but you're more like a river. And I will say, I think one of the reasons why this album for me doesn't have any skips, or like it's just like solid all the way through, are because the hooks are so good. Like, every hook on this album, I don't think there's a subpar one here for me. So that makes it automatically an easier track to digest, because not too many people can pull off a long ass track with no hook. Not everybody's Lupe Fiasco, where you can make a mural type track that's 8 minutes long and keep the listener engaged the entire time. Most people need to write hooks, and a lot of rappers, their hook writing ability is their detriment. It's like their downfall. Like, their lyrics are good, but they just can't write a hook, so it makes the song unlistenable. But this right here, every single hook has been fire, even the ones that don't have a feature.
And these things, they come for me.
I like this guy's voice too.
When my mind's on you, and I feel you comfort me. But like the river, it just comes and goes. I used to think that you was Superman when I was...
Dog, that fucking, oh shit, just that one lyric. Whew. And then knowing what I know about the Father's Day right before, I'm assuming this track is gonna be toward his absent father. Like, I used to think that you were Superman when I was little, but now that I'm old, I realize that you're just a fucking bitch. Like, I'm sure that that's the way that this song is gonna go, just from the one line and just from the hook talking about, like, I used to think these things to comfort me, but that comfort comes and goes like the river, because in the same way that you just came and went. Yo, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. That one Joyner line like threw my entire thought train off. Oh, what I was gonna say is I thought it was like a love song, like about like a love that came and went. I mean, I guess technically it is a love song, but not in love. Like you always have that love for your father, and sometimes you hate that because he's the reason you're here, but he's also the reason why you are the way you are because he left. And that first line, bro.
I feel you comfort me. But like the river, it just comes and goes.
Fire.
I used to think that you was Superman when I was younger. Finding comfort in your voice when I was down and under. Put you on a pedestal and now I kinda wonder if that makes sense, cause I'm convinced you showed a lot of colors. All the nights I was alone, I hit a...
He said, I put you on a pedestal and I wonder if that was the right move, because after too long, you showed your colors. After a certain period of time, people's true colors show. And when you go absent, that's bitch made. That's fucking, honestly don't even know what it is other than, I mean, it's cowardly, it's cowardice, it's literally bitch made. Like, come on, dog. Just because your dick can spray semen, it don't mean that you're ready to let go of your childish ways and the results are deadly. That's J. Cole, by the way.
All the nights I was alone, I hid inside the covers. Used to argue with my moms whenever I was stubborn. I never warmed up to the idea of a stepdad because he wasn't you and you and him ain't even like each other. Used to bring me around your...
See, like, yeah, like this is what I was saying in the last video where I was talking about the step parent being very vital to the child's success and to who the child becomes. He's talking about, like, from his younger perspective. Children's brains aren't developed enough to know that this person is stepping in and volunteering to make sure that they grow up and they become the person that they know that they can be. So he's saying here, like when I was younger, I despised the thought of having a stepdad because he wasn't you. But I'm assuming as Joyner grew up, he was like, yo, I'm glad he wasn't you. Because if he was you, then I wouldn't be the person that I am today, because that motherfucker raised me and you didn't, you know?
Used to bring me around your girlfriends, as I recall. I thought one or two was cool, but I ain't like them all. Cause all you ever did was argue about who's right or wrong. And you ain't had no job, so you would sit at home and light a bomb. Used to crave for...
Dog, such a shit fucking... The stepdad came in and wanted to, like, be good for the child. And when he was with his actual biological parent, you know, it was just nothing but negativity over there. All you would do is argue with your fucking girlfriends, and, you know, that shit is whack. And he didn't even have a job. Like, what are you arguing about?
Used to crave for your attention, but I never got it. And everything you said we do is just another promise. You had dreams of being famous, and I never doubted. But I started rhyming to impress you, if we being honest. Thought we could have some bonding time and maybe powwow.
Can you just imagine the hurt? And just imagine the agony and imagine the frustration and just the pain and anger that you feel to your parent. Like, I blew up on my success. I am as successful as I ever thought that I could dream of. And all along, I was just doing it for you, to hope for the fact that one day you might accept me as your son, to like impress you, and maybe you're like, damn, this kid went places. Like, that is a fucking painful, that's a painful thought just for me. Like, I didn't even live this. Just like on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that one scene where like he's like, how come he don't want me, man? Like, bro, I like choke up every single time because I couldn't even imagine going through this. Like, Joyner's got all the success, all the fame, all the money, the accolades, the cars, the girlfriend, you know, bought his mom a mansion, a house, all that shit, but in the end, it still hurts him because his dad's not there, you know?
Thought we could have some bonding time and maybe powwow. A father-son relationship that we could smile about. At times you got abusive and I had to bow down. I keep on making music to try to compete with Bow Wow. Your father died when you was young, I think that made a scar. I started thinking maybe that's why you the way you are. End of the day, no excuse for how you played your part. Told myself when I became a father, I'ma raise the bar.
Yo, I was just thinking that as he was saying that, like about his father like leaving him, or his father not leaving him, but his father dying when he was young, and then that made him be a passive father to Joyner. Like, that is no fucking excuse. Do not try to make excuses for your father that left. Anybody that's out there that doesn't have a parent, a mom, a dad, they left, they abandoned you, do not make excuses for those motherfuckers. Because at the end of the day, if they say it was the scars that caused them to treat you in the way that you did, that is not being a parent. You can say that with relationships. You can say that for like your instability as a person, or you couldn't find a job, or like you can pin certain things down on that. But there is an innate, like subconscious, instinctive thing that happens when you become a father, where your entire world is now revolving around making sure that child is good. So there is nothing that is like, oh, I understand why you are the way you are, or I forgive you for that. You know, like, that is not, do not let them pin their lack of maturity to step up and be a father on things that happened in the past. Because if anything, they should have the mentality that Joyner just said right there before I stopped it. Yes, the shit that I did in the past fucked me up, but I'm gonna make sure that that doesn't even come this direction, so that way I can fucking raise this kid, so that way he can go out there and be someone that I could have never became. Like, that is the mentality that it should have been for Joyner's father. Like, don't make excuses for him whenever you don't have that same mentality, because if that excuse held water, then you would be able to pass that down to your son, you know? But you're not willing to do that, so he shouldn't have been willing. He should have been willing to be there for you. This song is gonna infuriate me and it's gonna make me sad. I already know.
We had a lot of falling outs and didn't talk for years, and all them birthdays and holidays got awfully weird. You threw me in a foster home and I was brought to tears, living with some strangers, feeling anxious, I was lost and scared. And now I'm staring at the river trying to get across, and all I see is apparitions of what never was. And everything I used to wish for is dead and lost. And if I never see your ass again, I'll be better off. I'll be better off.
See, yo, this song is fucking heavy, just like I knew it was gonna be. But man, these songs get me so sad, because I'm like, that pain of not having the father, or that pain of the father abandoning you, like voluntarily giving you to a foster home, voluntarily saying that I don't want you as a son. Like, that shit is sad. It gets me mad. It gets me sad. Like how do you just abandon a child? That just doesn't compute with me. And he said, I feel anxious and I was lost and scared, and now I'm staring at the river thinking about going across, but those fucking currents of the river might take me out and under and kill me. And he said apparitions, like again, a clever way of saying like ghosts of what could have been, because what could have been never came, so it died. So there's nothing but apparitions of what never was. Because really, at the end of the day, anytime he dwells on it and thinks about it, like, these things never came to fruition, so they're dreams that died. And again, he follows that up with like, everything I ever done and said is like now dead and lost. Crazy, dog.
I never see your ass again, I'll be better off. I'll be better off. You are so negative, and you say you know, but you know a goddamn thing. Like the river, you just run and go.
Like the river, you just run and go, bro. That was a dope little string line right there. Then, like, I thought the beat was gonna drop right there, but it just brings in this like climactic feeling that never comes. It leaves you with like this absentness that he's talking about in the song. Fire. You say you could do good and better, you know, but you tried no goddamn thing. Like the river, I'ma run from you. I told myself, yo, it's dope the way that the hook changed from like the river, you come and go, which is what we were talking about, the dad like coming in and leaving. But now he's like the river, I'm gonna run from you because you are the one. I'm gonna run from you because I don't need this negativity. I don't need this ball and chain that I would be voluntarily signing up for. I lived my whole life without you. Why would I need you now, you know?
I told myself I wouldn't write a song, but fuck it, I did. Oftentimes I sit and wonder if it's something I did. Maybe I was immature, but is it something I said? I can't help but feel the feeling that there's something I miss. I told you something happened to me and you ain't protect me. You try to say you ain't believe me as you disrespect me, but you ain't never had my back. In fact, you may resent me in a way, cause everything I say you try to use against me. And I never knew you.
Dog, everything I say, you must resent me because everything I say you try to use against me. Dog, this is fucking heavy. Like, I couldn't even imagine having a parental figure like this. Like somebody that you are constantly battling with just to see yourself grow. Why am I fighting so hard for your attention when you clearly do not want to give it as a parent? When it should be innate, it should be instinctive within you. And like, as a kid, that's gotta be like, cause you don't understand, like until you get older, maybe in your teens, maybe in your 20s, like you realize like, oh, it actually wasn't me. It's just this motherfucker is useless and he ain't worth a fuck. But when you're a child and instinctively all you know is to look up to and ask for help and ask for shelter and ask for safety from your parents, you gotta feel like it's your fault that he's not wanting to give that, you know?
But you ain't never had my back. In fact, you may resent me in a way, cause everything I say you try to use against me. And I never knew your other kids, but I knew of them. I'm not really sure if I like them, but I do love them. Shit, I don't even think you knew, but just a few of them. Cause all your baby mothers stayed away to keep you from them. You probably out feeling
see, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I thought he was gonna go down, which is like a very common like path, and it sucks whenever you're abandoned by your father and then they go off and have a family and then they love those kids for some reason. Like, why the fuck didn't you love me in that way? Like, I couldn't even imagine that pain of feeling like that. But he didn't go down that. He was like, yo, you have all these other kids, I don't know any of them, I gotta love them because they're technically my half brothers and sisters. Even your baby mamas other than my mom keep you away from them because you ain't worth a fuck. Like, that's when the realization is starting to happen, like, yo, it's not me, it's this dumbass, you know?
To keep you from them. You probably out filling their heads with shit that's not the truth. You probably told them that I switched up when I got some loot. You probably told them that I'm greedy and I'm not so cool. Then I worship the devil and I sold my soul to cop a pool. I worked my ass off to get rich, let's not confuse. I sacrificed my whole 20s just so I can move. While everybody else was chilling, hanging out with crews, I was writing a plan to finally win while trying not to lose. I still remember signing my deal and you got hella funny. And at that time, you probably figured I had hella money. But I only got a small advance, so I ain't even get a chance to hold you down. Cause then you started getting jealous of me. But I'm working.
See, like, God, this fucking parental figure is fucking awful, bro. Like, I'm upset, and it's not even me. Again, it's not anything that I've ever been through. And this is credit to Joyner's writing capability and his storytelling capability for being able to take us, people, especially people like me. There's obviously people that listen to rap and listen to Joyner that have very similar feelings because their parents left them or whatever. But even the people that are like me that have like this hybrid intact relationship with step parents and everybody gets along, and I've never experienced this, his writing talent and his writing capability is allowing me to feel even just a fraction of the resentment and a fraction of the confused nature of how he felt toward his father. Like he said, you probably filling heads with things that aren't the truth, telling them that I switched up and that I abandoned you, not telling them that you abandoned me and my mom when I was just a child. Then I got my deal and you thought that I was rich and shit, and here you come begging for money like you had always been there. Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. What makes you think that you deserve even a penny of my money when I'm the one that worked my ass off, when I'm the one that had to sacrifice my 20s. I'm the one that had to put in the work. I'm the one that had to write constantly. Here you come, just want to take fucking credit?
But I'm worth a couple million now, I turned out fine. I caught my mom's a big crib and went and got mine.
Hey.
An indoor pool with a housemaid and a my line. A happy son who loves his dad, it's about time. But I'm still staring.
A happy son who loves his dad, it's about time, because I definitely was never that. It took me 33 years to see a son, or 30 whatever years to see a son look up to his father, and it happens to be my son, because there's no way in hell that is me looking up to you.
A happy son who loves his dad, it's about time. But I'm still staring at the river trying to get across. And all I see is apparitions of what never was. And everything I used to wish for is dead and lost. And if I never see your ass again, then I'll be better off. Nigga, I'll be better off.
Karma comes back.
See, look, bro, like after all of that, after all the resentment, after all talking about, you know, the fame and the fortune that he's gathered over the past probably like 5 years, I would say, copping his mom a crib, copping him a crib, getting his son everything that he needs, being the dad that he knows that he could be for his son. But at the end of the day, no matter how much success, he's still gonna always be trying to cross that river. And that's always gonna be the PTSD mentality that he has of his dad leaving him. Fuck.
Coming. Treating me bad and I'm running. Karma comes back and it's coming. Treating me bad, I'm running.
And congratulations, nigga, you won. And all the love you never gave me, I can give to my son. Eternal love to my child will forever be one. Thanks to you, I know the man that I would never become.
God. Fire. Bro. Even at the end, I can still thank you for showing me the way to never turn out. I can still thank you for showing me rock bottom and showing me what it feels like, because I don't ever want my son to feel that. So at the end of the day, I do have something to thank you for showing me the blueprint of what not to do. Yo. That is one way, that is a hell of a way to end the album. Fucking yo, crazy track. That might be my favorite track on the whole album. And this is like one where I won't even be able to listen to it that often because of how painful it is to hear. It's the same exact thing with Will Smith in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's hard for me to watch that episode where his dad leaves him and he talks about, you know, because there ain't a damn thing he never showed me because how to love my kids, you know? Like, that is a hard episode to watch, and I can't watch it that often because of how powerful it is. And same thing here, but this is probably the best song on the album. And that is one hell of a way to end an EP that was like top tier. But yo, that brings us to the end of this video and brings us to the end of the Joyner Lucas Evolution EP. If you like what you see, please consider liking the video, leaving a comment down below. If you like what you see enough, please consider subscribing. If you like what you see enough and are in the monetary capability position to be able to maybe throw some dollars my way a month to support the channel and everything that we could become, consider checking out the Patreon link down in the description below. I say it every video, but Patreon is literally the only reason why this channel is able to push forward in the way that it does. It's the only way that I'm able to be full-time on YouTube, because I don't get paid virtually anything from YouTube. Thanks to the copyright system, even when I dispute it, you know, it's lopsided, so my fair use dispute gets rejected. Like there's flaws, but Patreon is what allows me to float and keep doing all these things for y'all. Follow your boy on Instagram and on Twitter at TheThirdErnest, just like the channel. Links are down in the description below. Hit up the Discord if you want to talk to me. The Discord is probably the best place to do it. We got like 2,300 people in there. I let people know when I'm active, you know, come back and forth. It's dope. It's like a big ass chat room. But that's all that I got for you today, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your time. If you watched every single one of these videos, I really appreciate it. If not, you can go back and watch the songs that you like. But either way, like I always say at the very end, go out there in the world, love and care for one another, love and care for each other, and I'll catch everybody on the next video. Peace.